start, though, with some breaking news that we have, which is that Bill Belichick did not make the NFL Hall of Fame on his first ballot.
Yeah, yeah, this is crazy to me. What is he, a 7-time champion? Um, and he doesn't make it first ballot. Like, I get it. You had Spygate and Deflategate, but still, like, yeah, it didn't go great for him in Cleveland, and it didn't go great for him with the Jets. Well, he didn't actually coach with the Jets, but still, you know, he gets to the Patriots, and, well, they became the modern dynasty that we know, love, and hate today. How is he not first ballot?
Well, Bill Belichick has won a grand total of 8 Super Bowls, 6 as a head coach, 2 as the defensive coordinator of the New York Giants. But
Okay, thank you for clarifying that.
he was never a fan favorite of the media. And this is a media vote, and the media just showed their cards. And that's the only logical explanation here.
I mean, if Tom Brady doesn't get in first ballot, then I'm really going to have an
Well,
issue.
Tom Brady's going to get in first ballot. I mean, Tom Brady could have got in when he retired. They could have put Brady right in. But I actually think you could make the case that they are leaving Belichick out until Tom Brady is eligible because they want to put them in together.
The only other explanation I can think of is that they want to hold Spygate and Deflategate against him.
Well, I think Spygate you could hold against him. I still don't believe Deflategate was a real thing. I don't, because I don't think it mattered in the game.
I mean, that to be fair, both teams had to deal with the bad weather conditions, so
And the Patriots blew them out like 44-14 or whatever it was. Like, it was not a close game.
yeah, and that was the year the Colts made their crazy run because they won in the wild card at home against Cincinnati, and then they went to Denver and beat the Broncos.
Correct. So, I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, obviously, I think we all know Bill Belichick with Tom Brady is one of the best head coaches of all time. I mean, you can certainly make the argument that without Tom Brady, he has certainly struggled. You know, he's way under 500 without Brady, but what he did in his run in New England is Hall of Fame worthy alone.
Oh, 100%. Um, and maybe could it be that his first year at North Carolina hurt his Hall of Fame case?
Well, no, because you can't put that into perspective because the NFL Hall of Fame is not like the Basketball Hall of Fame where it includes high school, college, NBA. The NFL Hall of Fame is specifically the NFL Hall of Fame. There is a specific college football Hall of Fame as well.
No, I know. I know. I've been to both. The Pro Football Hall of Fame is in Canton, Ohio, and the College Football Hall of Fame is in Atlanta, Georgia. I know they're two separate things. But what I'm saying is, as you said, the media votes on this. So could it be that the media saw how poorly his first season was at North Carolina, and so when they went to vote, they held that against him?
What I'm saying is, if that was the reason, then that's just morally wrong because you're not supposed to do that.
Again, I get you're supposed to separate the two, but because he's not coaching in the NFL anymore. I understand that. I'm not saying you're.
So we have to base his Hall of Fame tendency based off his NFL career. And my biggest theory is they want to save him and Brady to put them both together. That's my theory. And I think they're going to do the same thing with Gronk, by the way.
I don't think so. I was reading on social media that Bill Polian, who was one of Belichick's biggest rivals, because he was a general manager with Buffalo. Yep. He was
with the Colts. He was the general manager with the Colts.
Oh, yeah. But I think he had some involvement with the Buffalo Bills, if I'm not mistaken.
At some point, maybe, but he was the architect behind the Peyton Manning team that took them down in the 2006 AFC Championship game.
Yes, but I think he was involved with the Buffalo Bills in some way. No matter what, I read that he was the one kind of leading the push on Spygate and Deflategate and making Belichick wait a year because of those.
Well, it wasn't only that. I would argue the media just doesn't like Bill Belichick in general because he was never nice to them, ever.
And him and Greg Popovich were kind of similar in a couple ways. And the primary one I think of, based off what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing, is they didn't really give a lot of details and information for the media to work off of.
Well, it's not that. I mean, that they were just mean to him. They would disregard everything, and then on top of it, they turned into two grumbly, stumbly old men that think they knew everything.
Again, I'm not disregarding that. I'm just saying in this particular case, to me, the bigger point is the fact that neither of them really said anything ever. Like, you go back and watch Bill Belichick's post-game press conference, like after the Kansas City game, we're on to Cincinnati. Like, he didn't really give any information at all.
Well, he's not. I mean, he doesn't have to. You don't have to give information. You can volunteer it, but you don't have to.
No, I understand that, but like, that's part of the media's job. You know this is to like pose questions and get the players and coaches to talk. And
here's a question I have for you: how important is first ballot really? Now, again, we're not a player, we're not a coach. We don't know that. But if you're a player or a coach, you don't make it first ballot. Are you that upset over it?
I would say, yeah. Because you look at some players and you're like, he's clearly first ballot. Like, for example, Randy Moss, my personal favorite wide receiver of all time. If he did not make it first ballot, that would have been an issue. But somebody like, I'm trying to think.
Like a Terrell Owens.
Yeah. Is he a Hall of Famer? Yes. I don't think he's first ballot Hall of Famer, though.
Now, when we talk about Hall of Famers, though, like in the past, like, Joe Montana, Shannon Sharp, Troy Polamalu, do we say they are first? I don't know if any of these guys are first ballot, but you know what I'm getting at. Do we call them first ballot Hall of Famers, or do we just call them Hall of Famers?
As far as I know, we just call them Hall of Famers.
That's what I'm saying. So to me, like, I don't know. I get why people would be upset, and it is wrong because Belichick should be. But if I'm Belichick, I don't really care.
And that's probably Belichick's reaction. But for some players, or coaches for that matter, being first ballot does matter.
I always thought this, though. If you're a first ballot Hall of Famer, you shouldn't have to wait 5 years. That's always been my argument. If you're a first ballot Hall of Famer, when you retire, you should be going into the Hall of Fame immediately.
Like, for example, my favorite player of all time in Major League Baseball, Ken Griffey Jr., you watch him play, you're like, first ballot Hall of Famer. Easy. You watch others like Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera. You could just tell right away, easily,
yes.
First ballot Hall of Famers. So
when Kobe Bryant retired, and God rest his soul, it was just, the 6-year anniversary of his passing, I would have put him right in the Hall of Fame. Same with Michael Jordan, same with Tom Brady. Those level guys, I don't wait 5 years. If you are first ballot, you go in the minute you retire. Even if you come back, you could do a wrestling thing where you are a Hall of Famer, but you are still playing on the field. I actually think that'd be really cool to do.
Yeah. Interestingly, you're talking about that because Phillip Rivers came out of retirement to play for the Indianapolis Colts. He has to wait another 5 years before being Hall of Fame eligible.
Yes. And I just, I don't know. I think 5 years is a long time. That's just me.
I mean, the Hall of Fame
I mean, Belichick doesn't have to wait, right? He was out of the game for what? He's been out of the NFL for what? This will be his third year now.
Yeah. So I do love that with the NFL, at least they do the Hall of Fame knocks where they have um, former players come up and knock on the new
Yep.
Hall of Famers
Yep.
doors. I watch that TV program every time. I absolutely love it.